1990, a date that echoes through the halls of museums and galleries worldwide. It's a chilling reminder of the largest unsolved art theft in history, the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist. This crime remains an enigma, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions and priceless empty frames. The Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston, Massachusetts is not just another repository of fine art, it's a labor of love, the life's work of one extraordinary woman. Isabella Stewart Gardner filled her museum with masterpieces collected during her extensive travels, creating an intimate and unparalleled experience for visitors. But on March 18, 1990, that world was irrevocably changed when thieves dressed as Boston police officers entered the museum after its closing time. Over the course of 81 minutes, these criminals made off with an estimated $500 million worth of artwork, 13 pieces in total, including works by Rembrandt, Vermeer, and Manna. The empty frames still hanging on the museum walls serve as haunting reminders of what was once there, a chilling memorial to the stolen treasures. Despite extensive investigations spanning 3 decades, the FBI has yet to recover any of the stolen artworks or identify those responsible for this audacious heist. The Gardner Museum continues to offer a $10 million reward for information leading to the recovery of the stolen pieces and the apprehension of the thieves, but so far these efforts have proven fruitless. The Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist serves as a cautionary tale about the vulnerability of our cultural heritage and the lengths some will go to possess it. As we delve deeper into this intriguing case, join us on The Money Trail, as we explore the complex financial history behind this unsolved crime, searching for answers amidst the shadows of the art world's most significant unsolved mystery. 1990, Boston, Massachusetts, the city is gripped by a crime that will haunt its cultural landscape for decades to come. The Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum, a veritable treasure trove of artistic masterpieces, becomes the site of an audacious heist that leaves 13 priceless works of art missing, stolen from under the noses of the museum's security team. The stolen pieces include some of the most valuable and recognizable works in art history: Vermeer's The Concert, 3 Rembrandts including his Only Seascape, Storm on the Sea of Galilee, 5 Degas drawings, and Manet's exquisite Chez Tortoni. The combined estimated worth of these stolen works is a staggering $500 million, making it one of the most costly art thefts in history. The evening of March 18th, 2 thieves disguised as Boston police officers gained entry to the museum by convincing the lone security guard on duty that they were responding to a disturbance call. Once inside, the imposters handcuffed and zip-tied the guards before embarking on their well-orchestrated looting spree. The theft's sheer audacity shocked both the art world and law enforcement agencies alike. The thieves displayed a remarkable level of familiarity with the museum's layout, targeting specific pieces while leaving others, equally valuable, untouched. This peculiar selectivity has led investigators to suspect that the criminals had inside knowledge or assistance from someone intimately familiar with the museum and its collection. Despite an extensive investigation spanning over 30 years, the identity of the perpetrators remains unknown, and none of the stolen artwork has ever been recovered. The FBI continues to offer a $10 million reward for information leading to the recovery of these invaluable cultural artifacts, but the trail seems to have grown cold. As we delve deeper into this captivating case on The Money Trail, the question remains, who would commit such a crime and why? Was it an act driven by greed or revenge, or perhaps something more complex? Join us as we explore the intricate financial history behind this unsolved mystery, unraveling layer upon layer of secrets hidden within the shadows of the art world. 1990 Boston. A day that would forever be etched in the annals of art crime, the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist. 2 thieves, disguised as police officers, conned their way into the museum, leaving with an estimated $500 million worth of artwork. The case has since grown cold, but recently, the FBI has made some intriguing revelations while maintaining a firm grip on key details, citing an ongoing investigation. In March 2013, the FBI declared they had identified the thieves responsible for the infamous heist. However, their identities remain shrouded in secrecy. This announcement came after a decade-long probe into organized crime connections and a meticulous examination of countless documents, interviews, and evidence. Yet, the agency refuses to disclose any names, leaving us all in suspense. Why this cloak-and-dagger approach? According to the FBI, revealing the identities could compromise ongoing investigations and potentially endanger lives. While understandable, it leaves many questions unanswered. Who are these criminals, and what ties do they have to the art world or organized crime syndicates? Delving into financial histories often reveals hidden connections and motivations. In this case, following the money could lead us to the masterminds behind the theft. The stolen pieces include works by Vermeer, Rembrandt, Manet, and Degas, artists whose combined value represents a significant incentive for such a daring crime. However, recovering stolen art is no simple task. These priceless treasures can change hands multiple times, often crossing international borders, making the trail cold and difficult to follow. The FBI's reluctance to release information about the thieves suggests they may still be active within the criminal underworld or have links to other high-profile cases. The Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist remains one of the most significant unsolved art thefts in history, with billions of dollars at stake and a web of intrigue that spans decades. As we continue our journey down the money trail, we'll keep pressing for answers, peeling back layers of secrecy to expose the truth hidden within the shadows of the art world. 12 paintings and 2 sketches, stolen from the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston on March 18, 1990, represent a staggering financial value and immense cultural significance. The combined estimated worth of these artworks is $500 million, making it the most significant unsolved art theft in history. The stolen masterpieces include works by renowned artists such as Rembrandt, Vermeer, Monet, and Degas. One of the most valuable pieces is Johannes Vermeer's The Concert, estimated to be worth over $200 million alone. This painting is one of only 34 known Vermeers globally, making its loss incalculable from a cultural standpoint. Another priceless piece taken during the heist is Rembrandt's only seascape, The Storm on the Sea of Galilee, valued at around $100 million. Losing this irreplaceable work has deprived us of insights into Rembrandt's mastery of light and shadow, as well as his ability to convey dramatic tension. Beyond their monetary worth, these stolen artworks hold immeasurable cultural significance due to their historical context and artistic importance. They form part of our shared human heritage, reflecting centuries of creative expression and social history. Despite the FBI declaring that it knows the identities of the thieves, they refuse to reveal them, citing ongoing investigations. This silence fuels public curiosity and speculation about why such valuable information remains shrouded in secrecy. Moreover, the Gardner Museum heist isn't just a local affair. It has connections to other high-profile cases like the 2017 theft of $18 million worth of jewels from the Ritz Hotel in Paris. Unraveling these threads could potentially expose international criminal networks and art trafficking routes. With so much at stake, we must keep pressing for transparency and accountability. The truth behind the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist isn't just about recovering stolen art, it's about preserving our cultural heritage and ensuring justice is served. 1997. A significant turning point in the investigation of the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist. The FBI establishes a task force dedicated to solving this baffling case. Yet here we are, more than 2 decades later, with no resolution or recovery of the stolen masterpieces worth over $500 million. Among these missing treasures are Rembrandt's only seascape, The Storm on the Sea of Galilee, and Vermeer's The Concert, one of only 34 known works by this Dutch master. But it's not just about the monetary value, it's about our cultural heritage, the stories these paintings tell, and the gaping hole left in Boston's artistic landscape. In 2013, the FBI made headlines when they announced they knew who had carried out the theft but wouldn't reveal their identities due to ongoing investigations. This revelation sparked widespread criticism and calls for transparency. If you know who did it, why haven't there been any arrests? Why are these leads kept under wraps while priceless art remains lost? Moreover, the Bureau has been accused of mishandling vital information. In 2015, an anonymous tipster came forward claiming to have knowledge about the location of several stolen pieces. The FBI dismissed this lead without proper investigation, which many experts consider a grave error. Adding fuel to the fire, there are allegations that the Bureau withheld crucial evidence from the public, details about the suspect's potential connections to organized crime syndicates and international art trafficking routes. Unraveling these threads could potentially expose vast criminal networks and illicit trade channels. However, the FBI seems unwilling or unable to pursue these leads vigorously. With so much at stake, we must keep pressing for transparency and accountability. The truth behind the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist isn't just about recovering stolen art. It's about preserving our cultural heritage and ensuring justice is served. And that requires more than silence from those entrusted with protecting us. $300 million. That's the estimated value of the priceless artwork stolen from the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum in Boston back in 1990. It remains the largest unsolved art theft in American history, and yet, despite having a few promising leads and suspects over the years, the FBI seems unwilling or unable to pursue these avenues vigorously. The public's response to this ongoing mystery has been one of intrigue, frustration, and even anger. Many believe that the FBI knows more than they're letting on, and they're not wrong to think so. In 2013, the Bureau revealed that it knew the identity of the thieves but chose not to prosecute them for unknown reasons. This revelation sparked a wave of conspiracy theories, with many speculating that the FBI was protecting someone higher up the food chain. Among the most prominent theories is that the Mafia played a significant role in the heist. After all, Boston's criminal underworld was notorious during the late 80s and early 90s, with infamous figures like James Whitey Bulger ruling the streets. Some believe that the stolen artworks ended up in the hands of organized crime syndicates, who used them as a form of untraceable currency or leverage in their illicit dealings. Another theory revolves around Robert Gentile, an aging mobster with connections to the Hells Angels and the Patriarca crime family. In 2015, the FBI raided Gentile's home and found a treasure trove of artifacts, including guns, ammunition, and what appeared to be stolen artwork. However, no definitive links were established between these items and the Gardner heist. Despite being arrested multiple times on suspicion of involvement, Gentile maintains his innocence and claims that he was merely a middleman in the sale of stolen goods. Yet, despite these intriguing leads and theories, the FBI has remained tight-lipped about the case. Some speculate that the Bureau is protecting high-ranking officials or politicians who may have ties to the stolen artworks or the criminal organizations behind the theft. Others believe that the FBI simply doesn't want to admit defeat after investing so many resources into the investigation. Whatever the reason, the continued silence from the FBI only serves to fuel speculation and undermine public trust in our institutions. The truth behind the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist is about more than just recovering stolen art. It's about preserving our cultural heritage and ensuring justice is served. And that requires more than silence from those entrusted with protecting us. As time goes on, the odds of recovering the stolen masterpieces grow slimmer, but the need for transparency and accountability only becomes more urgent. We must continue to demand answers, to push for investigations, and to hold those in power accountable for their actions or inaction. The legacy of Isabella Stewart Gardner and her extraordinary collection deserves nothing less. 30 years have passed since the infamous Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist, yet the FBI remains tight-lipped about critical aspects of their investigation. Some argue that this secrecy stems from legal constraints and fears of copycat crimes or jeopardizing informants. Let's delve into these possible motivations. First, consider the legal landscape. The FBI is governed by numerous laws, regulations, and policies designed to protect sensitive information. Releasing details about ongoing investigations could lead to witness intimidation, tampering with evidence, or violating suspects' rights. Furthermore, if the statute of limitations has expired for some charges, revealing too much information might inadvertently aid those responsible in evading justice. Another reason for the FBI's secrecy could be the fear of inspiring copycat crimes. The Gardner case remains one of the most significant unsolved art thefts in history, estimated to be worth $500 million today. By disclosing specifics about their investigation, the FBI might unintentionally provide a blueprint for future criminals seeking to emulate this high-profile heist. Lastly, protecting informants remains a paramount concern for law enforcement agencies worldwide. The FBI likely relies on confidential sources close to the art world or organized crime groups with ties to stolen artwork. Revealing their identities could put them in grave danger or discourage others from coming forward with valuable information. Despite these concerns, it's essential to strike a balance between protecting sensitive information and ensuring transparency and accountability. The public has a right to know how its tax dollars are being used and whether the FBI is doing everything possible to recover the stolen masterpieces. By engaging in open dialogue about the challenges faced by law enforcement agencies, we can foster a better understanding of the complexities involved in solving such cases and work together to bring those responsible to justice. In the end, the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist serves as a stark reminder of the ongoing battle against art crime and the need for vigilance in protecting our cultural heritage. As we continue to demand answers, let us also remember that the pursuit of justice is a collaborative effort, one that requires patience, determination, and a commitment to uncovering the truth, no matter how elusive it may seem. 30 years have passed since the Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist, and while the FBI has claimed to know the identities of the thieves, they continue to withhold this information from the public. The ongoing mystery surrounding this case has had a profound impact on the art world, prompting museums worldwide to reevaluate their security measures and investigative practices. The stolen works, valued at $500 million, included masterpieces by Rembrandt, Vermeer, and Manet. Their absence from the public eye serves as a constant reminder of the vulnerability of our cultural treasures and the need for vigilant protection. Yet, despite extensive investigations and numerous leads, these priceless paintings remain lost. The FBI's refusal to disclose the identities of the suspects has fueled speculation and frustration within the art community. Some argue that releasing misinformation could lead to a break in the case, while others believe it would only complicate matters further. Regardless, the secrecy surrounding the investigation has left many questioning the effectiveness of current FBI investigative practices when it comes to art crime. In response to the Gardner heist and other high-profile art thefts, museums have implemented advanced security systems and established collaborative networks to share information about potential threats. These efforts reflect a growing awareness of the importance of proactive protection and international cooperation in the fight against art crime. However, despite these advancements, the Gardner heist remains an unsolved mystery. The stolen masterpieces continue to captivate the public's imagination, symbolizing both the allure and vulnerability of the art world. As we reflect on this case, it is essential to remember that the pursuit of justice in art crime requires patience, determination, and a commitment to uncovering the truth. The Isabella Stewart Gardner Museum heist serves as a stark reminder of the ongoing battle against art crime and the need for vigilance in protecting our cultural heritage. As we continue to demand answers, let us also remember that the pursuit of justice is a collaborative effort, one that requires patience, determination, and a commitment to uncovering the truth, no matter how elusive it may seem. The legacy of this unsolved case will endure, challenging us to remain vigilant in our efforts to preserve and protect the world's artistic treasures.